this particular resume, technology focused counsel. Okay. So these kind of words, like when people do this, these are things that, again, that a lot of times resume companies will do for you. They'll add all this stuff about you and that's actually interesting. But this sort of thing leads transformational initiatives. So these sort of words are, these are like fluffer words. And typically when an employer's looking at this, it's okay to have these fluffer words in there, but a lot of times it detracts from things and people aren't going to look at this stuff and really, it's not going to, I think it does more harm than good. This is how people do resumes a lot of times, but it's not necessary. Again, just remember always looking at things. Don't make people work hard with a lot of words on a resume. So just calling this experience is better. Okay, leader, your technology. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff on here, but a lot of it is quite interesting. And it's for the type of work that this person does with this technology company, it looks unique. And this person is probably a senior technology counsel. But so I would try to maybe get this down to maybe 4 bullet points, would be what I would do. And since this experience has been for the past 4 years, essentially, or 3 years, it's all very good. I think in terms of what this person has done recently, it looks very positive. And then I also how this person has had just a lot of employment in various law firms. They've gone and they went in-house right out of school. That was not a very good economy back then, by the way. So it's pretty awesome they were able to get back in. These firm, I don't think this firm was like most firms wasn't making offers in 2001. It's been around long enough to know that. But yeah, I like this resume. I think that everything about this resume is very strong for what this person wants to do. So I personally like it. There's a lot of employment stability. There's a lot of good things about it. I think even though there's a lot of bullet points here, I think a lot of this is very interesting. And so I like it. I don't know, some of the stuff here probably could come off. You don't need to talk about being on the dean's list or you got the top grade in corporate law. And then this leadership scholarship is interesting. So probably would leave that on there. I think this is probably the community involvement and interest. If you think that that's necessary to leave that on there, that's fine. These are things that you're interested in. I sometimes I get a little nervous when people put the exact nature of the type of volunteer work and stuff that they're doing, because law firms and companies don't necessarily I don't know. If someone has a lot of time for international travel, they may not like that. If someone has time to raise a foster family, and I think that's a very good thing, but who knows? You just have to be careful. So I think these are all good activities. So, but at the same time, you wouldn't want to necessarily, if you were in a far right organization or a far left organization, or if you were playing, I don't know, a very expensive sport or something. I've seen people say stuff like enjoy flying my jet on the weekends. It's probably not a good thing, so then just things along those lines. But other than that, this is a great resume. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I think it's a very strong one. I just would short some of this stuff up. It's pretty obvious what you do. And I think it's a very good resume, especially for someone to come into a technology company or a growing company, or help people with a company transitioning and having a lot of issues coming up.